You're locked on to Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb.
Now I know y'all are tripping.
Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. I'm not buying it. Like, I love Alex. I love you. I think you're awesome. I think you might be pandering to the old folks. Like, there's no way you're listening to this on the regular. There's no way this is on your playlist.
He's totally he's pandering towards one person.
He's pandering towards Coach is what he's doing.
Little ELO, baby.
And that's fine. I'm not hating it. I just look, we want to.
So you're not thinking he's being authentic?
No, I don't think Alex is driving around coming to and from the station,
just
cranking
his head
this.
To that.
Like when he's on 300 West about to pull into the parking lot. I don't think this is blaring from his vehicle.
Do you think he hits that little part? Searching. He's just singing the backup.
Yeah, maybe he is, and if so, I apologize. I just don't think somebody at the tender age of 26,
like 21,
27?
I think.
What's that?
He's 21, I think.
Is he 21? Oh, jeez.
Talk about an old soul.
Yeah.
I guess he is 26. He looks 21. He's young.
Yeah.
Boyd.
Yeah, 26. I don't think a 26-year-old is driving around listening to this. I don't think I was 26 driving around listening to this.
Just make sure you know it's not me criticizing or complaining.
Hey, look, I like it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, keep it coming. I'm just,
I love it.
Yeah.
And I love that you're pandering to me. I think more people on this show should. Be a first.
I'm surprised he didn't come back, want to play a little dirty water, just to make you.
I love ELO, man. I listen to it almost on the daily. It's in my playlist.
Have you seen Xanadu?
No, I haven't seen Xanadu.
You need to see Xanadu. It's full of ELO.
Yeah, but you don't want to make him watch that.
Xanadu. It's really a bad show.
Prime Olivia Newton-John.
I realize now, after time's passed, and I was a young kid, and my dad, he had all of these albums of Olivia Newton-John. I couldn't figure out why. And then we had we had to see Xanadu. And I think that might have been like the, Sydney Sweeney of that time.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Or something. I don't know. Dad was into Olivia Newton.
You know who I think my dad had it for? A little bit? Crystal Gale. He had a lot of Crystal Gale tapes.
Donuts make your brown eyes blue.
Yeah.
Donuts make your brown eyes. I thought that's what it said as a kid, yeah. I was like, I want to make my brown eyes blue. I should have donuts.
My dad had a thing for Crystal Gale. My mom absolutely loved, what's his name? Magnum P.I. Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Selleck had much time, a tough time getting a date.
No, he was doing all right.
I'm sure it was more like a booking.
Yeah.
Tom, we'll see you between 1 and 3.
Oh, man. Yep. All right. We're going to chat with Vinnie Iyer coming up here in just a moment, one of our favorites. Vinnie covers the NFL, fantasy football guru as well. And we will maybe get some thoughts from him as to exactly how great the Raiders are going to be this year.
Yeah, I do believe Vinny's going to tell us they are in a historic upswing for some reason.
Yes, I think, in fact, if you guys do not win the AFC West this year,
it's a disappointment.
It's a huge disappointment. If Fernando does not win Rookie of the Year and at least get some quality votes for Offensive Player of the Year, it's a massive disappointment.
Well, you just hold on to your orange belt there, buddy, because we're coming for you.
Yeah, Brody. I was driving Brody around last night. My son, my 15-year-old, diehard Broncos fan, and it's just kind of the quiet moment in the car, and he goes, "Are you kidding me?" and just screams it out. And I was like, all of a sudden you think like, "Am I going to hit somebody? Like, what's going on here?" And he's like, he saw some Joe Schmuckatelli on Instagram, and he gave these AFC West odds, and it had the Chiefs at 35% or 36%, the Chargers at 33%, and the Broncos at 24%. And he was just irate about this. Like, how could somebody be so stupid and say this? And I'm like, look, Brody, There's a little thing called rage baiting going on here. They want you to get mad. And he goes, who would make their living by trying to get emotional about sports and try to get people all fired up? And I'm like, hey. You like the car we're driving in right now? You like the house we're living in? Okay, some of that might have to do with our living. So maybe let's just back that down a little bit before we get too upset.
Chill.
Just be like, it's been pretty good to us throughout the years. So maybe let's dial that hatred back a little bit. He's like, well, that's different. He's like, at least you're honest and don't make up stuff. And I'm like, again, let's just back down a little notch.
Yeah, right. Maybe fudge the.
Let's
I'm looking at the odds right here. The Raiders are around plus 2,000.
Oh yeah,
so that's not good.
No, that's not
to win the AFC West.
All right, joining us now from the Sporting News and the Locked On Network as well. We've talked to him for years and years. One of our favorites, Vinnie Iyer, covering the NFL, fantasy football guru as well. Vinnie, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, it's been a moment. How's your summer been? Everything good? You're ready to rock and roll this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think so. I think once we get to August, then it really gets real for me. July is kind of hopeful that I still have some summer left, and then August comes around and it's over.
So when you look at, we were having a conversation about the AFC West. Broncos win it last year, but certainly the Chiefs came back down to earth dealing with their injuries. The Chargers are the Chargers. They always find a way to screw things up. But how do you see this division playing out coming up next year?
Yeah, it's going to be definitely interesting to keep up with all the changes here. The Chiefs feel like they should rebound a little bit. I think they have their offense streamlined again the way they want with Kenneth Walker and the enemy back. And hopefully now Patrick Mahomes will be healthy. They look at the Chargers. We'll see how this new offensive experiment goes with Mike McDaniel. Is Justin Herbert going to respond to it? I think there's a polarizing feel on him. Can he really come through, or is it going to be still more of the same? Like, he's gone through several coordinators. We haven't seen him really zoom up beyond his rookie season. So that's my concern here. So I think you look at the Raiders. I mean, they might have the most optimism of anybody. I think the Broncos were more status quo. I mean, they really only added Jalen Waddle when you look at their notable moves. But the Raiders, I think, just have an enthusiasm with Fernando Mendoza, just the turning the page to just the mentality of the ownership with Tom Brady and having Kubiak, the top hire that you could get out there among the coaches. So I think the Raiders finally have that sense of feeling here.
What team is out there that hasn't had a lot of success, Vinny, in the last few years that you feel like maybe you make a rise this year?
Yeah, I mean, I would look at the Titans a little bit. I don't expect them to blow up, but I think they're a team to watch for sure with Cam Ward and bringing in Brian Dable. He was still very good working with Jackson Dart last year, so it's kind of interesting going from a first-rounder to another one from the same draft class and trying to work with him. They also added some weapons there. Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, is going to be pretty key to what they do, but just the stability of, again, Robert Saleh bringing their defense. Now, those guys together, I think, can work well. They didn't work out individually with the Giants and Jets, but on this team, it could actually work out. So that division is going to be interesting. The Texans are very talented with their defense. The Colts are a bit of a wild card with the health of Daniel Jones returning. And are they the first half team from last year or the second half team? The Jaguars still pretty loaded there around Trevor Lawrence. So a lot of things to look at in that division. And then I think another team that has been down that you could also look at is the Giants. I mean, Jackson Dart has some upside. They have some weapons, some things. And just having John Harbaugh, a winning guy that really didn't experience much losing in Baltimore coming in, I think it changes the perspective.
You know, you mentioned Robert Saleh, and, look, it didn't go well for him with the Jets, but then again, it's not going for anybody, whoever tries to be the head coach of the Jets. Do you think that was more an indication of the culture there in New York, or Robert Saleh as a head coach? And if it's more the Jets, you seem to think that he's going to have some success, at least long term, with Tennessee.
Yeah, I think you definitely need to have the quarterback. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be the quarterback, but even if he was, it was going to be short term, and then he got injured. So really, you didn't have that opportunity with the quarterback, and you kind of have to have that. It seems like a pretty important thing to have if you're going to have success. I think the same thing happened with Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland, where things were going okay when they had Baker Mayfield, and they overplayed their hand, thought Deshaun Watson was going to be better, and then Mayfield goes on a couple stops later to Tampa and becomes one of the top starters in this league. So I think that hurt. You had that success early in Cleveland, and then things went south, and now I'm not sure what you're going to get in Atlanta with Michael Penix and Tua Tagovailoa with Stefanski moving on. So I think the key for all these coaches, saw with Liam Cohen last year and Ben Johnson, attach yourself to that stud young quarterback if you want to have success. Don't go to organizations that are figuring out quarterback. I think the Browns did at one point with Mayfield. Maybe the Jets thought they had solved it with Zach Wilson, but that's going to be the bottom line. It's very hard to win this league now without competent quarterback play at a very high level.
The Rams offseason was interesting. Obviously, the draft came and they drafted a quarterback, and there's a whole bunch of dismay, that we should have went and got somebody who could help us, and then they make the move really of the summer with Myles Garrett. Is there anything the Rams don't have? They seem to be working on Super Bowl number 2.
Yeah, I think they're going to be the favorite in the NFC. You get Myles Garrett, the reigning 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. I know you give up Jared Verse, but I think you're okay with that in the short term, trying to win while Matthew Stafford can still play at an MVP level. Maybe a couple more years left out of him. Garrett still probably has a couple more years in his absolute prime where he can dominate. They go shore up the secondary. That was a concern. 2 former Chiefs in there now with Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson. That was a big area of concern for the Rams that have eventually cost them against the Seahawks in that high-scoring game that kept them out of the Super Bowl. So they shore up the pass rush, get better on the back end. We know that was a big part of Seattle's success. The Rams want to copycat, have that kind of team in position if they came down to it again with Seattle, that they would match it better. I think that's what you're seeing. So it's going to be interesting in the NFC. I don't think there's a lot of teams that you would look at. I think you look at the Rams, Seahawks, 49ers are always a factor. Then you go around to Eagles, maybe the Bears, and maybe another team from the NFC North. But I think it's just very compact, so you figure it's going to be a handful of those teams that we saw last year. One of them is going to break out and win the conference and get to the Super Bowl here.
Is there a level of concern with the injury to Bo Nix, or do you anticipate he'll be able to pick up where he left off at the end of last year?
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of questions about Bo Nix in terms of how much they can really go with him. I know they went to the championship game, just short of it, and he couldn't play in that game, unfortunately. But when I look at it in terms of where he's perceived among the top quarterbacks in this league, I think Jalen Waddle is a good acquisition. I don't know if that's a game changer for a quarterback. They'll change their play calling, obviously, from Sean Payton to Davis Webb, so we'll see how that kind of maybe transforms what we think of Bo Nix. I think he's right on the cusp. I think he's good. I think you'd put him in that class. Now, turn the corner, you don't see him necessarily popping up on top 10, top 15 lists, but I think he can do a lot to change that. I think some of those numbers, efficiency, getting the ball downfield a little bit more, being a little bit more consistent, protecting the ball, not always being desperate in the fourth quarter to win games. I think that's going to determine how much Bo Nix has matured and how Broncos can feel about long-term that they're just not riding their defense into big things here. And I think Bo Nix is in a similar situation to C.J. Stroud, I think. Two teams that have great defenses. You saw it work out for Seattle. I think they had a little bit more offensively than those teams in the end, and they were able to win. But I think the blueprint is there that you can win with a dominant defense and just above-average quarterback play, and I think that's what they're looking for.
What is the what's your estimation of the season that Fernando Mendoza is about to have? All quarterbacks come in, and it's certainly not linear, but he seems to have a moxie to him. But what do you expect for him in year one?
Yeah, the first thing I hope is they just start him from week one, because I think there's all this talk about Kirk Cousins, but the history of number one overall draft picks, you have to go back to Jared Goff, to a guy who didn't start the majority of his team's games, and that was because the Rams were an absolute dysfunctional nightmare before they kind of settled in with Sean McVay in the last year of Jeff Fisher. So anybody would have not done well in that offense. But you look going forward, go back to Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, Cam Ward. These guys all started right away. And you can't waste that time anymore. This is tied to that rookie contract. You got to see what you have. If he can be great right away and you're looking at that, you're wasting that year on this contract when it's cheap and you can afford other things to do here. So I think I'd be very wary about benching him. He's a guy that, he just played at a very high level against top competition, won the Heisman, won the national championship. Not many guys have done that. We've seen Newton and Burrow and some guys do that, and then they've come in and played well right away. So I think history and the blueprint says don't sit Mendoza. He's got Colton Miller back. He's got an elite center now. You've got Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers. You got Clay Kubiak. There's a lot of things that are going to say that Mendoza has a support system to have success right away.
Vinnie Iyer, Sporting News, Locked On, right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. You got the number one overall pick in your fantasy draft. Who are you going with?
Yeah, I think this question has been bounced around quite a bit here. Jahmyr Gibbs is definitely appealing now that you don't have David Montgomery there. We'll see about what we get from Isaiah Pacheco. I think it's pretty much between him and Bijan Robinson. I think there's a case for both to be looked at here. I think with Bijan, I think what's going to help him a lot is that potentially Tua Tagovailoa will start, and he was a check down guy a lot. So that could make the difference, right? Jared Goff is also a check down guy, but Bijan could be getting like 3 and 4 yard passes constantly because Tua can't run at all. Jared Goff's not mobile. So I think that's the slightest difference. I might lean towards Bijan, but I think there's a case to be made for either of those guys. I would definitely say one of those guys, because they're so big assets in the passing game that they're going to jump any wide receiver, because you're going to get that ability plus all the stuff they give you on the ground, rushing and scoring touchdowns.
Do you feel like Drake May will pick up where he left off? That last year was fully authentic, that he is that guy.
Well, I think he did definitely set a high bar, because he did lead the NFL in completion percentage and yards per attempt. That's hard to duplicate from one year to the next, especially at 70%. That's an incredible clip. So, the only thing you could just have a slip just by, hey, you're not going to play at that incredible level execution. But I think if he's around 7.8 to 8 yards per attempt, he's still completing like 68% of his passes. That's still going to be on top. And then you have A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs. I think that's a big change from what he had last year. So he could look different. I think the support of the running game is going to be there. We'll see. I think he has the potential of anyone to put up 35 touchdown passes easily. So he's a guy that I look at, and definitely his stock, I think, went right back up once A.J. Brown came into the mix, because he's a guy that can give you a lot of big plays and touchdowns. So for fantasy purposes, I think Drake May is right up there. When you look at Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, I think he's kind of reestablished himself as that third appealing quarterback.
At what point do you think we play an 18-game regular season?
Oh, it's probably coming soon. They probably have to almost eliminate the preseason, which they've already chopped off one game. Might as well chop off another game. You might get to a point where there's no preseason at some point, and they just have things that are pointed toward the regular season, maybe charge for some scrimmages and all that. But, I think you're headed there, where you'll probably go down to 2 preseason games, maybe extra a little bit of training camp so people are prepped, and then have maybe double buys, and that every team getting 2 buys plus that 18-game schedule.
I know it's July, but I know you also probably have a Super Bowl prediction already. Will you drop it on me?
Yeah, I do like this is a little different one than I'm used to, but I do like the Bears quite a bit to get there. And I think this could be Buffalo's year finally. I think everything is lining up. It has to be at this point. I mean, Josh Allen and all the pieces they have, getting DJ Moore. I think just the mentality with Joe Brady and not having that kind of maybe reined-in approach with Josh Allen and just let him go and let him be the guy, and the defense still can hold up and be pretty effective there. So I think Buffalo, Chicago, those are some teams I'm looking at. I mean, right now I think I would say a short list right with those teams are Rams, but I think this is the year for Buffalo to finally break through. I think this has to be here because the Ravens are weak and the Chiefs are a little bit slower, so this is your chance to cut through. Otherwise, you're going to see Patrick Mahomes and that train get back on track by next year.
Appreciate your time, Vinny. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks, guys.
There he is, Vinnie Iyer, Sporting News, Locked On Network.
He doesn't like Bo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That really bummed you out.
No, I just think it was
a shot.
I don't think it was a shot. I just think it was
Careful.
It didn't make a lot of sense to me. Yeah,
I know. I mean, it's sometimes bad news for your franchise.
Because Bo is the end-all, be-all.
15, it hurts.
Above average quarterback play.
We lost Scotty at that point. I saw him just sit back in his chair and just look up at the ceiling. Like, what? Does he know we have Bo?
Yeah, I
Hey, put your fandom aside for a second.
I'm more than happy to.
Just put it aside.
I'm putting my okay. All right.
Man, I've never heard you end an interview like that either. Like, okay, we're done.
Well,
that happened actually.
I've heard him do it with Locke.
We're done here. Yeah, that did happen with Locke.
Okay, we're done.
29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Okay, all right. I'll take the fandom out of this. Okay.
And put the ankle in it too, by the way.
67%. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that's not his fault. Like, he didn't go out there and purposely. It's not like he was jet skiing on the weekend and broke his ankle.
Man, between your shin and his ankle, the Broncos are screwed.
I know, right? 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions last year. QBR of 53.5, which puts him, I think, 14th in the league. All right, so, okay, if you want to go based on QBR, that's average. 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions does not seem average to me. Or actually, no. Last year, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Threw for 3,931 yards. Ran the ball for 356 yards and 5 touchdowns.
That's above average.
In the playoff game against Buffalo, the win. Let's see here. How did he do? Where's the playoff numbers? 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. I don't like. Does this seem like mediocre quarterback?
Hey, can I just say we have? By the way, we have a voicemail from a listener that has some thoughts on Bo Nix. Would you like to hear it?
Well, I don't think we actually do. I think
no, we really do.
Manufactured by you.
You'll be able to tell. This is from Kevin M.
Actually, if I have a vote, I'd like to hear it.
Well, I mean, I'd like to hear it too. I just debate the authenticity of what he's about to play.
I've said it's probably Alex.
No. You'll be, no. This is not. Absolutely not. This comes from Kevin M.
Kevin M.
Bo Nix is straight up trash. He is nowhere as good as Drake May. He's lucky to be in the top 200, if you ask me. And by the way, Scotty, Broncos growing 8 and 9 next year. Have a blessed day.
Ooh. Now we're getting somewhere.
Wow.
By the way, this was when that list came out, and you're all upset. So this was from last week. This was from last week. And I forgot to play it.
He said, "Have a blessed day." I love it.
Can we hear it one more time? We need.
Kevin, you can call in anytime you
hear
want.
The
That's
band
awesome.
song in the back.
Yeah, Kevin's a man's
dude's
man, right?
a worker. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Kevin, you're one of us.
Bo Nix is straight up trash. He is nowhere as good as Drake May. He's lucky to be in the top 200, if you ask me. And by the way, Scotty, Broncos growing 8 and 9 next year. Have a blessed day.
I love that so much.
Blessed day.
Oh man, I love that. I absolutely love that. You're wrong. The Broncos are not going 8 and 9. And Drake May and Bo Nix are more similar than you think they are. And I beg to differ, but I love it, man. You keep sending them in. We'll keep
Have
playing.
a blessed day.
You as well. You as well, Kevin. Although Kevin seems like a guy that sounds like a bandsaw behind him. And it seems like they're cutting metal. They're doing something significant back there. So I don't know if that's a guy I really want to tussle with, because he seems like a dude that knows how to finish a fight.
He'd put you and I into the wall, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
But
I think
again,
so.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
So,
Always have been.
So I don't want to get on Kevin's bad side. So I will say this, Kevin. I will respectfully disagree.
But keep on bandsawing.
But please don't hurt me.
That's what we're looking for. We need more of that.
Yeah.
Just banter.
By the way, if you want, I'm sorry, Lloyd, go ahead. Oh, I thought you did. By the way, if you want to jump in and leave us a voicemail, all you have to do is go to your app store if you haven't already and get the KSL Sports app. And when you open up that app, on the very bottom, you will see voicemail. You just click on that. It'll say talk to us. You can leave whatever message you'd like. It'll go right to Lloyd, and then we will play it on the air. So, yeah. In fact, if you want to leave us a good voicemail, we'll go ahead and play the best at the end of the show or even during the show. So your response, if we say something stupid you don't like, feel free to chime in at any time.
And I just had a thought. That's a good way to get songs, too.
Oh, yeah,
so
there you
have
go.
a song you want us to play for next Listener Friday. That would be a good way to get to us as well.
By the way, you can use that app to take us anywhere you'd like to stream, whether you're in Logan or London. Doesn't matter. You can still stream us using the KSL Sports app. All right, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone, live here at Tim Daly Mazda Southtown. All right, so we've got beautiful vehicles here with the Mazdas. The new 3s are awesome, but I want you to check out this new 5. In fact, Coach, I'm going to walk over. This is terrible radio, but I'm going to walk over and I'm going to show you this TV screen in this new 5, because your college TV screen was not as big as the monitor in this thing.
I saw it. I mean, it's like a laptop that's mounted on your dashboard. It
is amazing. That's the kind of tech you get here at Tim Daly Mazda Southtown. That 5, this is going to be my next ride. When I'm leave my 50 and I jump to another vehicle, it's going to be this 5 right here, because I love everything about the Mazda brand. I love everything about these vehicles. I love exactly what they can do. I think they're outstanding rides. So all you have to do is check it out for yourself. Tim Daly Mazda Southtown, Automall Drive here in Sandy. You got a great sales staff that's here to help you out as well with whatever you might need. Tim Daly Mazda Southtown, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's time to saddle up and talk about the winners and the losers. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, here's the good.
It is your good, it is your bad, it is your ugly, right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Scott Garrard alongside the coach, Tim LaComb. Hey, by the way, part of your good, we're down here at Tim Daly Mazda Southtown. That's Tim Daly Mazda Southtown, Automall Drive. Come on by and let's get it going here. By the way, SEC Media Day continue on. It was Lane Kiffin's day today.
Oh, boy.
And see, like, I think being around, my wife is now a therapist. And so I get a little insight into the therapy community here and there in terms of, she'll say, hey, you know what? Maybe you should try to take this approach or this approach. And every now and then I'm like, in fact, all the time I'm like, wow, that's actually a really good point. I think Lane Kiffin needs to go see himself a therapist, because there's moments where he will do really ridiculously dumb, stupid things. And then it's like all of a sudden, and he has these moments of clarity after the fact where it's like, oh, I should have done this. And he'll say things and be like, okay, Lane's figured it out. And then he'll go and do something completely stupid again. And then it'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should have done things differently. Now at Media Day, he said that I probably should have done things differently on his Ole Miss exit. said, yeah, I do. I think that it's a good thing that I look at life the way I do now. I didn't think I was right looking back now. I look at things different. How could I have done them better? But it's also easier to do that when you're further removed. There's no emotions involved. I wish I would have gone in when I met with Keith and said, I've made the decision to go. I wish I would have just said, hey, I'd like to coach the team, and he'd say no, and I'd say, okay, I appreciate it, and never even discussed it again. It feels like the more this dragged out, the more that I fought to coach the team, the uglier it got. I should have just respected his decision at the first and moved on. Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of us, you know, it's like whether you get in an argument and then afterwards you're like, oh, I should have said this or I should have done that. Or as soon as the emotions calm down, you realize that you handled things poorly. I think Lane Kiffin, I think Lane is not as bad a guy as a lot of people make him out to be. I think Lane just gets really emotional.
Yes.
And he makes emotional decisions. He says emotional things and it gets the best of him. And then when he has a moment to calm down, relax, decompress a little bit, he immediately regrets the things he does.
Sounds like a guy used to know, a guy that me, you know, when I coached.
Yeah.
Emotions, they can get the best of you, and you do act out of character, not, you know, and I do feel like he's kind of been the golden child for so long that it's almost like, what would Richie Rich be when he got old, you know? Yeah. And he'd be Lane Kiffin. So the cool part is he actually acknowledged it, because that does show that he's got a heart in there. And I agree. I think it could have been totally, totally different. That didn't have to be what it was. But that one word starts with an E, and it messes up everything, emotion, which is all tied to ego as well,
yes.
Right? So all that stuff, again, you know, something Jenny could tell us more about in a therapy session.
Maybe we do a segment during the season, sports therapy.
She could just help me to deal with you and Lloyd on the air. I mean, it sucks when somebody goes after your team, doesn't it? It really does. Like that, when that guy's talking crap about Bo, or, you know, perhaps
and that's where the winning streak ends for Boston.
Lloyd, we're having a moment here. We're trying to work through. Like, Coach is bringing up a really good point. When Vinnie Iyer was going after my guy Bo Nix, I was not happy.
I mean, hey,
I was not happy.
You got emotional.
I got a little angry. I wasn't mad at Vinny. I was a little disappointed in Vinny, because I thought he would be more educated at his job than that.
Vinny, dig in a little more, bud. No. Hey, the other great thing about sport, though, is we all can have opinions.
Yes.
That's why
even
we have
ones.
a job.
Yeah. I mean, I think Vinny would probably have better ones than that, but, you know, okay, that's fine.
I'm hoping
Don't
this
you
voicemail
come
thing
like that at
catches
our
on.
guy Vinny.
I'm not coming at it. Oh, he's
I'm talking about Scotty.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Scotty. Don't you do that. No. Nope.
Vinny's covered the league for a long time.
He is a knower of ball.
I just think his education would be a little higher than what it was.
I think he's Northwestern,
that one
dude.
Topic.
I believe he's Northwestern, my man.
If you would take those orange glasses off and see the world the way we do.
All right, Lloyd, you take your anti-fandom out of it. Do you think Bo Nix is a mediocre quarterback?
I think he is, but I think he's had flashes where he's above mediocre.
You really believe that? The Bo Nix is a mediocre
I do.
quarterback.
Yeah, I do. Like, I think he's been fooling us for a couple years now. I think if he's able to do it for one more year, I'll be okay. I might start to buy into it a little bit. But I just think I'm not seeing it yet.
Okay.
He looks. Yeah, I just
average.
don't. I think
above
he's average.
It's like,
I think he's above
when
average.
I got the him and C.J. Stroud thing, that's what really put me over the edge there. Like, okay, all right.
Not terrible. Not terrible. I see where he's coming from on that.
I mean, NBC Sports ranked the quarterbacks for 26, and C.J. Stroud comes in at 20, and Mr. Bo Nix is at 16. Hold on. I got to scroll to find Drake May.
This Drake May love affair is getting out of hand.
Number 8.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I am there with you. I think it's a little bit too soon on that as well.
Yeah.
He did have, he's rattling off the completion he had himself a year.
Yeah, but what's his yards per completion?
1.6.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, Tim Tebow in college had a ridiculous
completion
percentage because he was throwing drop-offs the whole time. All right. By the way, Lane Kiffin, his son Knox, wagered that he could not stay off social media. Since then, Lane Kiffin has not posted on social media, which is probably for the best. Although it does bum me out because that's the one thing I really enjoyed from Lane Kiffin was his social media. Like, I thought the dude was absolutely brilliant on Twitter.
Oh, he's funny.
Yeah.
Very, very, very funny.
All right. There's your good. Let's get to the bad.
Now the bad.
All right. Jon Sumrall. By the way, SEC Media Day is just glorious in terms of sound bites and things coming out of it. Jon Sumrall he is the new coach at Florida. This dude is wound tight,
This
by
is
the way.
awesome, I'm telling you.
Wound tight. He's in the middle of his press conference, and, this happens.
How things were going to unfold, and you'd be kicked out of our team meeting. I swear, like, you're lucky I'm not going to throw this freaking podium right now. Like, it drives me crazy.
You like how he hit the stand? Boom.
Easy, John.
Okay. John, calm down. You haven't done anything yet.
Everybody's
I'd
wound
throw
up.
you out of the practice right now. Okay, John, you bulldog. Calm it down. This is the guy that, like, these are the coaches that I watch and I just see how they act. So I'm like, okay, all right, tough guy.
I just say he'd be fun to be around.
You imagine being on his staff.
Hey, who made that? Who breathe? We told you no breathing during this segment.
I don't want Cheetos brought into the staff lunch because the way you guys chew drives me nuts. Actually, that would drive me nuts. But honestly, it's just like
that guy. Yeah, that he needs the first game to get here.
That dude. And I get it. Look, you're a head coach. You're at Florida. It's your time to shine. It's your big time job. You're on the big stage now, and so everything is going to everything's going to get your goat a little bit. But if you're letting a schlub reporter from Tuscaloosa's cell phone rattle you like that, could be a long season for you.
I believe the word is yardbird.
A yardbird.
When Barry said that at Big 12 Media Day and the way he said it, Barry Trammell, yardbird from Lubbock, it was killing me.
This yardbird from Lubbock. And by the way, media guys, silence your phones. Come on, it's not that hard. In fact, my kid makes fun of me even if I'm like just have the phone on, period. Like, even if it's making noises, he'd be like, "Hey, boomer, knock it off." Like, apparently you're not supposed to have your phone make any noises, period. Like, everything's supposed to be shut off. I remember when it was cool to have, like, your own little ringtone. Like, you'd find, like, the little, like, yeah, exactly. Like, I always had Lowrider as mine.
I love that.
And so, but now you can't, it's, well, I did have that.
That was the ringtone I was supposed to play.
That's my ringtone for all
No,
of
it
mine.
wasn't.
It was.
Yes, it was.
That was your ringtone.
Yeah, you know how you could put a specific
know
ringtone
how.
for each person?
That was his.
Yeah.
That was
He always
back
knew
when
when
Scotty
one was
actually
calling.
used to answer phone calls and text.
Heard that. As the kids say, heard that.
Okay, again, not one of my finer moments. But, that's cool. Like, when Dilemma calls, it's important because you hear that,
Pick up.
Like, you have to play it because somebody might think somebody's actually dying.
Oh, you guys kill
How
me,
things
man.
were going to unfold.
I see what you're saying, Lloyd. You
and,
told me that.
You'd be kicked out of our team meeting. I swear,
boom.
like, you're lucky I'm not going to throw this freaking podium right now. Like, it drives me crazy.
Is that like a kick drum that he's got there right next to him?
It sounded like it.
Boom. Sounds like I can get into Seven Nation Army.
Yeah. Hey, John,
There you go.
enjoy another losing season.
It's got like, he's about ready to perform like the 1812 overture behind there. Boom, boom, boom.
Where was he?
Tulane.
Tulane, yes. I was thinking Tulsa, but Tulane. So he was Jake's coach last year.
Yes, that's correct.
And they were good.
They were good.
Loved
They were
watching them play.
They're absolutely good.
But Florida's a whole nother ball game,
Yeah.
as they say in
Good-
the swamp.
Good luck with that, man. Look, if you win there, you'll be a hero. You lose, they will run you out, and your name will be mud for the rest of your life. All right, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. There you go, 11:46 coming up at 12:05. Good friend of the program, Casey Smurthwaite, will join us talking about all things SEC, Big Ten. Is it a bluff, or could these guys actually separate themselves? We'll talk to him straight ahead. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
In Utah, we've got you covered. This is Scotty G and the coach, Tim LaComb, presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Bonix is not very good, and Stidham is going to play all year.
Bo Nix is the Geno Smith of our time.
Lloyd.
Shout out to Jim and Kevin coming back over the top again.
Kevin, everybody. Lloyd, you got to stop having your friends and family calling.
Hey, that's Kevin with the buzzsaw. Are you sure you want to call him my? Well, you know what? He actually is my friend. Everybody's my friend.
So these, I know you.
I missed that. Will you play him again?
Bo Nix is the Geno Smith of our time.
Wow. What was it? You got the first one, too?
Bonix is not very good, and Stidham is going to play all year.
That's you.
It might have been.
That's you.
In the bathroom?
No,
yes.
that's Jim.
Oh, I
Jim
sound
L.
like me. I like that feature. Let's keep. We lost him. He's head down.
Oh, man. Look. I think Bo Nix is pretty good, and if Jarrett Stidham needs to play, then it's going to be a long season for the Broncos.
15.
Bo Nix is the Geno Smith of our time.
So the Geno Smith.
That one is so good.
I need to meet this guy.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, so there is a team that just wished Gary Payton a happy birthday. When you think Gary Payton, what do you think of?
Sonics.
Right? The Miami Heat just said happy birthday glove with Gary Payton wearing a Miami Heat jersey.
Hey, man, much respect to those that remember the people that came before them.
I don't remember even Gary Payton wearing a Miami Heat jersey.
How long was he in that jersey?
I got to imagine he had it's like Joe Namath playing with the Chargers or wherever he was for a moment. Like, Gary Payton will always be Detlef.
Deadlift shrimp. He's so good.
Hey, he played 2 years in Miami.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
81 games and 68 games.
Of course he played 81 because he's a tough guy.
He's the glove. Those were the last two of his career. That's probably, we've put it out of our mind. Those were the, he still was putting up decent numbers for the minutes he got.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. So if you guys think the glove, obviously Sonics, right? So
correct.
Who do you think of when you think of Randy Moss? What team?
Vikings.
Absolutely, right? It was weird. There was this weird ESPN commercial that had these almost like G.I. Joe type football characters. And
oh, yeah, I saw that.
It had him in a Patriots. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, look, he had that one big year with the Patriots because everybody thought he was dead because he played a year in Oakland and they tried to ruin him. And then he goes to New England and absolutely blows up on that team that was undefeated until the Super Bowl.
But you still think Vikings, right?
But yeah, you'll always think Vikings with Randy Moss. Brett Favre, you'll always think Packers. There's just certain teams that will always be synonymous with certain players. Look, you don't want to see Drew Brees wearing a Chargers uniform. He's always a Saint, for crying out loud.
Did he have 2 stints with New England? Yeah.
Randy Moss?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I knew he had the big one, but I didn't know he came back.
Or maybe not. Maybe it was just that.
Well, honorary Bostonian Tim LaComb would know.
7 to 10. He was
Were you with the Red Sox thing? Were you a Patriots guy there for a moment?
No, never. I didn't
Cowboys?
jump on that. Yeah, I was more of a Cowboys growing up, but kind of abandoned when they got rid of Tom Landry.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that.
And then missed kind of the fun part of that whole thing.
How did you not be? How were you not like an Astros guy?
What?
How are you not like an Astros guy?
Why would it be an Astros guy?
I don't know. Your Texas roots?
Well,
Nolan Ryan?
Rangers.
Dallas Rangers.
Okay, true.
Yeah,
But
no,
I just think Nolan
always,
Ryan. I was, the
I
Rangers
told the
has never
story
been all that
before.
great.
When I was a kid, they had this, little. You would have these discs of every player in the league, and it was a board that you opened up, and the green monster popped up like 3D.
The monster.
And it was a field there and you would put your card in and spin it, and how big, if it was a good hitter, you had a better chance of getting hit, and you'd move them around. So I always had Fenway Park as that was baseball to me. That was that was always my team.
Well, that made sense.
And then, lo and behold, I end up out there.
Here's the thing, like people don't, people hear that and they're like kind of chuckling a little bit, but that's how we all became fans. That's why it's impossible to become a real diehard fan when you're an adult of a team.
Yeah. Well, but
like
many people do it so well.
Well, those are just bandwagon fans. They don't count. We're talking about live and die with your team. That has to be created as a child. Like you have that sweet spot of like 6 to 13.
Isn't most of that handed down though?
Oh,
Aren't you cheering for who your parents cheer
for sure. And then and then once you latch on, then you're in it for life. But if you were to quit your team, you'll never have that same kind of emotional involvement with another team the rest of your life.
That you just pick up.
You can't. It just won't happen.
Nope. I mean, you went through all the woes of the Broncos.
And look,
man, there were woes.
There were a lot of bad Super Bowls.
It's almost like they were drinking champagne at halftime instead of waiting. For
Honestly, pregame, like a lot of
true.
those games got away.
They didn't even.
They didn't even show up. Yeah.
Bo Nix is not very good, and Stidham is going to play all year.
What was that guy's name again?
Jim L.
From Murray.
More like Jack A.
See, it sucks when people mess with your team. I think that's the point of this whole show. Okay, we started with it. You guys, I was having the time of my life. And I was, even yesterday, I went back and watched it. You can see me cringing, like, don't do it. Don't jinx it. And you jinxed it. I knew it. I didn't even have to watch that game last night.
If we were truly responsible for the jinx, they would have lost that first game. But no, they won the first game.
Yeah, once they won that one, it's off.
Yeah.
No, because you started talking
Have a blessed
about
day.
16-17.
High noon coming up next. Casey Smurthwaite joins us. He's a contributor to D1 Ticker. He's been a great Twitter follow. Keep an eye on some of the stuff that he's got pumping out. He helps out as a consultant with a bunch of different universities across the country. Really good dude. He'll join us coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.